the Armed Forces provides amazing training.
I think about veterans as people who have already figured out how to serve.
My military skills have been essential.
Hiring veterans is a great business case. They're the best employees we have. They're flexible, hardworking, and they're used to a global workplace.
If that isn't an asset to any company, I don't know what is.
Hiring America, the award-winning television job fair for American veterans. Connecting you with companies who know your value. Learn about employers who are actively hiring today and organizations that support veterans. Your future success starts right here on Hiring America. Hiring America is produced in cooperation with the VFW. No one does more for veterans.
Welcome to Hiring America, the television series that helps military veterans find jobs and transition into meaningful careers. I'm Andrea Vasquez. Today, we're at the Mid-America Trucking Show in Louisville, Kentucky. It's the largest annual heavy-duty trucking industry event in the world. We're speaking with companies that are actively hiring veterans and with organizations who serve the military community. We're also talking with veterans like you who've made successful transitions into the civilian workforce. We'll help connect you to the job openings and give you information to get you the job you deserve. Log on to our website, hiringamerica.net, for more information, and follow us on our Facebook page and Instagram.
ESGR has been around for over 40 years, and today we're going to have the largest statement of support signing ceremony in my 13 years at ESGR. It's a big day for the trucking industry. This industry is so crucial to America, and I want to thank each and every one of you who hired the drivers, the logisticians. This is an incredible industry, and you are providing jobs for veterans, guardsmen and reservists, and transitioning service members.
J.B. Hunt Transport Services was founded in 1961 and started with only 5 trucks and 7 trailers. Today, this company is one of the largest transportation companies in the United States. Joining us here at the Mid-America Trucking Show in Louisville, Kentucky is Stan Hampton, Vice President of Driver Personnel. Thanks for joining us here on Hiring America.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
This morning, you signed the statement of support for ESGR to reaffirm your commitment to hiring Guard and Reserve. Why is that an important thing for J.B. Hunt?
It's important for our industry to continue to promote the great jobs that we have. You know, this isn't your granddaddy's trucking anymore. It has a vast array of employment opportunities. Driving is one of the easiest ways to get in just because of the shortage, but the veteran population and our transportation industry line up on every single level. The military operations for each branch, they are in logistics. That is what they do, is they get things from point A to point B. They do it as efficiently and quickly as possible, and that's what we need in our industry, and that's what we try to do. So it was a match made in heaven, if you will. So reaffirming to support the military and reaffirming to support the Guard and Reserves as they become employees and still have their reserve duty and still have obligations and may get deployed. What that statement of support says is that we will support you. We will provide you benefits, and J.B. Hunt goes above and beyond what the minimum requirement is for those benefits for our Guard and Reserve. So every time we can or are asked, we certainly will show our support. We'll sign that pledge. Our CEO has challenged us to hire 10,000 veterans by 2020, and he's not going to let us fall short of that goal.
Why is hiring veterans such a priority for your CEO?
Veterans don't necessarily like to hear what's the right thing to do. It makes them feel like almost, well, you know, a little bit of a charity thing, but it's not. It's a financially good decision. It is a good employee hire on every level. They are disciplined. They will come to work. They will commit and see a project through. They have that ingrained in them through their military service. So it is a smart play for any employer to hire a veteran, but we're veteran ready. You need to be ready to have a pipeline. You need to be ready to have that mentorship. And once you lay down that foundation and onboard that veteran in the right way, they are going to become your top performers. They're going to become your top employees. So it's imperative for our sustainability that we hire veterans, as many as we can fit in our system.
And you've created somewhat of a pipeline of these veteran employees.
Absolutely. We started out with our branded Hunts Heroes program, which helps transitioning soldiers find civilian jobs during their transition. And we started out as a pilot program, just to kind of see how it would work in our partnership. And we hired about 40 or 50 drivers through that pilot program over 2013. Over the last 3 years in that pipeline, and as we developed our mentorship program, we've increased that several fold, where this year we plan to put 300 to 400 transitioning servicemen or women into truck driving jobs through our Hunts Heroes program.
Why is the mentorship and support element such an important one for this effort?
It absolutely has to do with the transition from military life into a civilian career. The transition in and of itself is very challenging for a lot of military men and women, going from a military type work environment where you have a very strict chain of command. When things are ordered, they're just done. So military soldier is wired a little bit different when they get out than the civilian workforce. So that mentorship and finding a way to help onboard transitioning servicemen and women, not just through the hiring process, it's all the way up the chain from pre-transition all the way into 6 months and sometimes a year into employment before they really make a full transition. So it's been very successful for us. It's helped with our retention. We've just seen a lot of great things come from having that pipeline and understanding that mentorship is not just getting somebody hired, it is full development into a civilian employee.
What does it mean to the veteran community to have leadership here from the Department of Labor and the military?
It means a lot to get that support from the top down. I mean, we had Patrick Murphy, the Secretary of the Army here, and he spoke. We had people, as you mentioned, from the Department of Labor who are really understanding that the transportation industry has thousands of jobs available and the demand is not going to go away as long as the economy keeps moving the way it's moving. So to have that support from the top down is priceless.
We'll be back with more of Hiring America in a moment.
Continue the conversation on our Facebook page and Twitter, and visit our website at hiringamerica.net. Submit a video with advice to help transitioning veterans entering the civilian workforce.
First and foremost, be sure to tell a potential employer that you are a veteran. I mean, this is a really important skill set that 99.9% of the population just doesn't have. Most people have not spent long periods of time working with other people and following instructions to achieve goals.
Go to hiringamerica.net/contest and you could win a Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Yoga.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Janine Stange made history by singing the National Anthem in all 50 states in honor of those who embody the meaning of our song. She sang this morning at the ESGR Statement of Support signing. How did you get the idea and motivation to sing the National Anthem in all 50 states?
Yeah, it's something that really happened organically. When I was younger, I watched Saving Private Ryan, and I always knew if I joined the military, I think it would be more like Saving Private Benjamin. So I said, well, what I will do, you know, at the last line when he said, earn this, earn it, I said, I will sing the National Anthem every time with everything I've got. And it just became something. It was always like, whenever somebody wanted me to sing the anthem, I would fly places on my own dime to just do it, because I really felt it was my thing. And then one day, I got tired of pursuing a career in the music industry and said, I really want to give back. It's not about being famous, it's about doing something with a platform you can create. So I realized I had about 6 states under my belt and said, why don't I just sing in every state? I had no idea.
What impact or reaction do you see from people when you're singing and putting your all into it?
I always try to look for a veteran when I'm singing, and they're not hard to spot because they're the ones that are always the most respectful. They're saluting, they're focused on the words. Sometimes I think I get more impacted because it hammers home what these words mean and the fact that they've lived the meaning of those words, and they deserve that moment. So I always hope that when people hear me sing that song, maybe they need help and healing from the stuff that they've seen. And those words, I think, have the power to do that. So it's an honor for me, and I don't take it lightly. It's a privilege to sing that song.
Through the night, that our flag was still there.
Can you tell me about the work you've been doing with Janine Stange?
Yeah, absolutely. We came to know Janine through our COO, who was looking for a speaker or an entertainer to help celebrate our Million Mile Driver successes in what we call our Million Mile celebration that we have every year. She's known as the National Anthem girl. She had some military efforts already going. She had partnered with some schools to teach kids about the importance of the National Anthem and patriotism at that young age. And we have a program called Adopt a Class that kind of teaches them about trucking and delivers supplies to needy schools. And so it just seemed to fit. She sang this morning at our ESGR Statement of Support signing ceremony, and you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who didn't leave that room with chills after she sang the National Anthem. But just a great soul, a great entertainer. We're proud to partner with her and are looking to continue that relationship.
Tell me about the trip you took recently to Germany.
It was with Hiring Our Heroes and Passport. They asked us and several other major employers to come along. It was a transition summit, and they held it at 2 bases in Germany. So we visited Bavaria, and then we visited Ramstein. Such a great opportunity to really talk to transitioning men and women who are really just starting that journey. Some are coming out in maybe 3 months, some are coming out in 6 to 9 months, but they're starting to think about their transition as their military career changes and how they're going to get in the civilian workforce. And being overseas or being in theater was just a great way to get upstream and start talking to them about transportation and the great jobs in transportation and logistics, whether it be driving, whether it be maintenance techs, whether it be IT or coding or web developers, or whether it be sales or managing. So it's a great way to get in front of them really early and start the process and make a lot of great connections.
Stan, thank you for being with us here on Hiring America.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
This Military Minute is brought to you by the Veterans of Foreign Wars. The VFW has a place for you.
There's a word we hear a lot these days, but somehow it's lost its meaning. Heroes. But who are the real heroes? I've known heroes, real heroes, men and women whose sacrifice served a nation. When the guns are silenced and the battlefields grow quiet, they're still fighting. But without our support, it's a war they'll never win. They need our help. The kind of help America's veterans get from the VFW. Help with their VA benefits claims, with school and jobs. Help accessing complex medical care and making ends meet. The VFW is there for them. Will you be there for them too?
Hiring America will be back in a moment.
You can get a business degree anywhere, but learning how to be successful at connecting with people and leading people in a brand new way, or a way that's kind of foreign to us as military leaders, that's really what makes this program special.
Transitioning out of the military is never an easy thing to do.
Learning how to translate the job that you performed while in the military to what it is in a civilian world is hard. Don't just rush into the first job you get, the first, well-paying job that meets up with what you got paid in the military. Take your time and really make sure it's a good fit for you and understanding what you want in the long run is so important.
I know I'm on a better path after this. I think some of my dreams and goals that I got out of this course are going to help me in the future.
Candidates for the degree Masters of Business for Veterans. Brian McLaughlin.
This is the first program of its kind in the country. We launched this based on the ideas of veterans and active duty military who are in our executive MBA program in San Diego. And we really kind of thought that it was going to be about just teaching business, teaching accounting, teaching strategy, teaching finance, and those hard skills of business. And make no mistake, that's the core of it. But it also involves so much personal growth and changing of identity that I think that's probably what makes us unique.
One of the things we do in the program is to build a community where they feel very much supported by each other. And that support and that community is really different than a lot of graduate programs.
We really had to break down a lot of the emotional barriers we all had. And when we were finally able to just have those really honest conversations with everyone, we could see that truly it's more than just classmates. It's more than just, mates that we had in the Air Force. We're truly friendship, truly bonded for life.
In the Army, you create this bond around your troops, your fellow officers. So when I came into this group of nothing but veterans, I mean, that inspiration came back, and you just move forward, just like in the military.
Another unique aspect of this program is the entrepreneurship, how to start your own business, how to be your own boss. So instead of finding a job, I think I'm going to take the entrepreneurial leap and go out there and start something of my own.
The business I would like to start is actually a donut food truck business for corporate America.
Natalia Turner.
So after graduation for me, I am starting on a new career path. I'm looking to start work with startup companies, and I also have my own costume jewelry company that I'm launching that's called Rock Fabulous Finds.
I really hope that other universities take a leap and start really providing programs for veterans that are useful to us as we transition into civilian jobs. This is one of the prime trailblazers for the entire United States, and this is something they need to give to their servicemen.
The U.S. trucking industry has committed to hiring 100,000 veterans in the next 2 years. Military experience, regardless of MOS, is highly valued. One of the leading employers of veterans in the trucking industry is J.B. Hunt.
My name's Rick Santowski, and I was a submarine officer for 20 years. Peacetime Navy. We fought in the Cold War. I've been with J.B. Hunt for 20 years. The military is a good fit for both the person looking for a job and for the trucking industry. So much of life on the road is similar to what you experience in the military. When I was in the military, I was often on the road, changing stations or going from one place to another. Trucking needs mature people who are mission-oriented, who understand dealing with government rules and regulations and obeying them and still getting the job done. People who are capable of working on their own without anybody watching on their shoulder, because in a truck it's just you and the truck. It's like the best of both worlds. In a way you're your own boss, and in a way you don't have the worries of running your own company. Working at J.B. Hunt is good because you know you're working for people that have your trust. If they didn't trust you, you wouldn't have this expensive machine under your command at all times. You've got independence, and at the same time you've got full support.
I am so proud to work for the Home Depot. I am proud to represent this company. I bleed orange, and what that means to me is that this company is my family, and they have a commitment to me, but they also have a commitment to that you have a great career, that we give back to our communities, we give back to our veterans, we give back to our associates and our customers, and I would just encourage you to please think about the Home Depot for your next career opportunity.
Hiring America will be back in a moment.
Thanks for watching. The information we've just shared is all on our website, hiringamerica.net. Log on and find out more about companies who are hiring veterans. And don't forget to connect with us on our Facebook page and Instagram. I'm Andrea Vasquez. Join us next week for another edition of Hiring America.
Hiring America is produced in cooperation with the VFW. No one does more for veterans. Promotional consideration provided by JetBlue, a proud employer of those who've served. This program made possible by the generous support of the following companies: